Hi, and good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of the Northern Hockey Shack podcast. I'm your host, Brevin Gervais, along with our producer, Marky Allen, our co-host, Aiden Reeves and Ryder Langthorne. We've had a very cold Sunday here in the George. Just been watching football. Picks are doing all right, but could be doing better. And we'll just go on with telling everyone how our week went and what we did. And we'll start off with Aiden because he's coming home soon. So it's a big deal. Aiden?
So, spent a bunch of money at the casino this morning. Tough way to start the week because, the week does start on a Sunday.
No.
But yeah, coming home soon for Christmas time. Very excited. I thought it was very odd that the NBA schedule is starting on December 20th or the 21st. Right before Christmas, but I guess they just want to get those Christmas games in.
Big money.
I guess so. What have you boys been up to? What's going on?
Right. Oh, yeah. Not much. Just practice. Lockdown's a little harder now, so just skill drills and watching football. I found a couple superheroes this week at the rink. Actually, last two practices we had people taking pictures of our practice. I don't know what rules we're breaking, but, Bonnie's sending her superheroes to the rink now. So we just got to be a little more careful and wear our mask, I guess. Like a Saturday night, this guy's at the rink taking pictures of 14-year-old. He's either a pervert or he's a superhero. I don't know which one, but me and Rasad tossed him out of the rink and we're just continuing on with life, Not much.
Oh.
Got a putting green in my basement, actually.
That's a
Trying
nice
to keep
addition.
up with Brev.
Yeah, Brev took a lot of money off me last year, so got to get better around the greens.
You want to show up with the big dogs.
Yeah, gotta get ready. We had
two.
some offers for some golf matches next year. This guy named Sam, he started a brand called No Name Golf, and he messaged me. He's like, "I want to play the Shack in a golf match," and I was like, "Oh."
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I also heard Tiger Woods and Tom Brady challenge the Shack to a shootout. So
yeah. Phil offered, but then Tiger came along, so he told Phil to kick rocks, and hopefully the summer clears up of COVID and we can have a good time. It's just a chilly winter right now. Marky?
Well said, Ryder.
Thank you. What you been up to, Marky? New room?
Oh, boys, yeah, I've been renovating my room.
Background.
It's been pretty hectic in this household lately. Renovating the bathroom, renovating my bedroom. This wall used to be like the old 70s, 80s wood shit on it. It was pretty greasy, so it's looking pretty good now.
Steve and Paula putting you to work?
It white. What's that?
Steve and Paula putting you to work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you bet, man.
Fucking right.
But other than that, I've been pretty good.
Steve's getting that free labor out of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Child labor.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome to be able to get a kill in that fancy new room, hey?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully the boys can have a winter classic and then we can, kill and for it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So me and Ryder wearing some merch from the winter.
Yeah. I'm actually,
Right.
as you guys know, I'm a big scarf guy now. Shout out to the BC Winter Classic scarf. Love wearing it. Keeps my neck warm during the cold winter. And Aiden has a lot of memories in that too. Okay, want to remind the fans what happened that weekend?
I don't think Aiden has any memories.
Yeah. I think we should be telling the fans what happened. Aiden didn't remember.
BC Classic. The Shack's going for year 2. We're just wondering whose turn it's going to be.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if we'll be invited back.
Well, I don't know. The next morning, the coaches were all laughing. So I think,
it was funny, but, I don't know if we'll be invited back.
The best part about it is when we go into Subway and there's that random lady in there. Holy shit, you're alive?
Yeah, that was so funny.
That was probably the best part of the weekend.
I feel like you haven't lived if you haven't got fucked up at a charity event type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true.
That
is true.
That's still on my bucket list, so I'm going to have to find an event here soon. Maybe the Wish Breakfast. I'll show up with a few mimosas.
Bottomless mimosas.
Popping bottles of champagne.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be my time to shine like Aiden.
Yeah.
Brevin, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been hanging out with my girlfriend mostly just because
Cuffed.
lockdown and stuff. We went to dinner last night. We shared a steak. It was really good. We went to the keg, and then they put us in the corner of the restaurant beside a fireplace. It was weird. It was kind of
Whoa.
romantic,
You
but
went
it
to
was
the
kind of
keg?
weird.
Was it like your anniversary or something? You went to the keg?
Yes.
It's pretty
It
fancy.
was big 6 months.
Oh,
The
halfway to one.
waitress was like, "Are you celebrating anything?" I was like, "No."
No.
I don't know.
Should have said
You
yeah
don't
and
need to
might
sing
have
us a
given you
song.
a deal.
Yeah,
Free cake.
probably not.
How much is a steak from the keg?
The
Like
one we
800
got,
bucks.
we shared was $42.
Half a limb? Oh, fuck.
How many ounces?
We each got 6,
Oh, it was a 12 ouncer.
12 ouncer. So we
So you
went.
split it.
42
That's
bucks.
a big
Holy
steak.
fuck.
Can you imagine eating a 12er by
What'd you have on the side?
A baked potato. It was so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that sounds like a good night, Brevin.
You know what the best part about those meals are is the next day you're dropping a grog. Baked potato and a steak. It's a good meal.
Yeah, you might have gout after that meal. You have any beers with that one, Brev?
No, I was driving, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
Not
was
even
very
one,
out of
hey?
It was very out of character for Brevin. Even I felt weird when the waitress came up and said, "Do you want anything to drink?" And I was like, "I'll have a Pepsi." I was like, I haven't done that since I was like 6.
I'd be willing to bet they didn't have Pepsi though.
No, I think it was Coke.
Yeah. That's always happens, dude. You get caught in those bad situations.
You know, it was brutal.
All right. Well, should we send it over to our guests?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the moment you've all been waiting for, to send it over to our 2 special guests now. The Pig for the Cougars. They're pretty sweet guys. Can't wait to talk to them. Hi, and welcome back to the podcast. We're here with our special guests of the Prince George Cougars and the WHL. Connor Bowie is from Fort St. John, played most recent of his career with the Northeast Trackers in midget hockey, and then making his way to the Prince George Cougars of the WHL. And Aiden, I remember playing mini sticks in elementary school with Aiden, so that's a big one. But after the long grind of mini sticks, he went on to Kelowna and played for POE, then playing for Major Midget, Okanagan Rockets, and then moving on to the Prince George Cougars of the WHL. So, Aiden Weiss, you normally have the first question. You started off.
Well, boys, where are you guys at right now? What's going on? Are you guys both in Prince George?
Yeah, I'm just at the billets right now. I've been in Prince George for like 2 months so far. We were training down here for a while, so yeah, just hanging out at the billets right now.
Yeah, we're just both kind of chilling in PG right now. Just grinding away with the Kings, trying to make the best of the situation we got going on. So
Yeah,
we're just doing the best we can do.
So obviously there's been a bunch of new restrictions put down and stuff like that in BC. I think the league got postponed for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. And so what are you guys doing to keep in shape and stuff? Like Bowie, I don't think you're allowed to practice technically with the new rules right now.
Yeah, like no teams. So like with the Spruce Kings, I can't even go on the ice with them right now. 19 and 20-year-olds, not allowed. But like privates, I think you might be allowed. So like Drazi, I know, is like running some private skates, and some of the other Cougs are doing that. But for the Kings, it's completely shut down.
Is Drzenovic part of your guys' coaching staff?
Yeah, so he's like their skills guy. Honestly, like their power play guy, honestly. Like face-offs, all that kind of stuff. He's like helping run all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he's a great guy. I think you guys had him on before, actually. He's a beauty.
Yeah, we did. How's playing with Kings? You guys get any exhibition games before you get shut down, and how's practice going, all that kind of stuff before the new restrictions?
Yeah, Bowie got a couple exhibition games in there. I didn't quite make the trip. They played a 3-3. Where'd you guys go? Was it in Merritt?
No, we did Cranbrook and Trail.
Oh, yeah, that's where it was. I didn't make the trip just because I screwed my shoulder up a little bit. So Bowie got those games in. He got one in PG against Merritt too. And then like right when I was back, they kind of postponed the rest of the preseason. So I've only got practices in and then inter squad games in. They've been pretty good at trying to make the inter squad games as game like possible. Like we'll show up in the morning, have a little check in, do some video, and come back for like a 7 o'clock game. So we kind of have to give it to them there. They're doing a pretty good job at trying to keep us engaged in the inter squad games and trying to make it seem like they're actual games throughout the league.
That's pretty cool. So why was the WHL not ready to get fired back up, but the BC was? Was it just because the border crossings and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, the WHL was trying to they were trying to get every province on the same page, which is like impossible right now. Like we're only going to play divisional games this season anyway, so it's like BC only. But they were they wanted everybody on the same start dates. They wanted us to go Alberta, everybody all on the same page, and that wasn't going to happen by the 8th anyway. So it's it's kind of crazy that we're just doing divisional games this year. I think it's going to be a 32-game season as well, and they'll try and add some games if they can. But it's just brutal. But what can you do, right? Got to try and play.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys see yourselves going back up to the Cougars at all this season? If they do play?
No, yeah, for sure. That's the plan for sure, at least right now. It's nice that we have a backup plan. I mean, lots of guys you're seeing, they're kind of just waiting around at home, having to train, kind of what me and Bowie were doing before we joined the Kings. So we're definitely fortunate to have a backup plan there. And if the dub doesn't go, we can always fall back on the Kings and just continue what we're doing right now. But the plan for sure is to get going with the Cougs pretty soon here and hopefully get some games in with them.
Well, honestly, the practices are way better than the training that we were doing. I remember our first skate, Reeves and I went out, and there was maybe 6 of us out there, and it was just we're absolutely dead, maybe 45 minutes in. We thought we were training hard for a month, but it was compared to battling and corner battles and everything like that, we were nowhere close to ready for in-game shape. So it's actually really good that we can practice with these guys right now.
Good to hear. From looking at you guys' elite prospects, it looks like you guys both got called up mid-season by the Cougars. Bowie, you coming from the Trackers, and Reeves, you coming from Caribou. What's getting that call-up like playing 10 games? What's that getting called up to the dub like?
It was kind of crazy, honestly. Yeah. I think going from midget AA, I think Trackers is actually considered for just hopping up and then playing. I think I played Kamloops right away. It was kind of crazy, but it was obviously unreal. It was fun. I was able to make the adjustment and then come back the next year. But it's pretty surreal. You're grinding at it for a while, and to get that call up, it feels good.
Yeah, it was pretty similar for me too. You get used to kind of being at the midget level. I think me and Bowie kind of both were ready to kind of move on, not necessarily not happy in our situation, but we were ready to make the jump up. And when we kind of got the opportunity, we were super happy with it and tried to make the most out of it. So it's obviously not the easiest thing to do, jumping in halfway through a season when all the boys are already bonded up and stuff, and you're kind of the new guy on the block. But I think for me, at least, I'm super happy how it worked out, and I think it's going to be good for next year.
So, Bowie, you got traded from Portland, I think, to the Cougars at some point. And I kind of wanted you guys to talk about how tight the relationship is between Caribou Cougars and the Prince George Cougars, and how that kind of works for the two teams.
Well, yeah, it's like a feeding system, honestly. As soon as I was traded, they wanted me to come right away. They wanted me to be there. They can see their guys. It's a good system the way they have it set up. They can, if guys don't want to go to college and they want to sign in the dub, it's perfect. But yeah, Sprague wanted me there right away. I almost wasn't ready to leave. I don't know, just getting traded when I was 16, I was, a little heartbroken a bit, I guess. So I just wanted to stay at home and play there. And obviously things worked out in the end, but the relationship's really good. I mean, Reeves can probably talk more about it, but it's pretty good the way they have it set up.
Yeah, for sure. I think Sprague has a lot to do with it too. obviously has a really good relationship with the Cougs. He scouts a little bit for him and stuff. I mean, a lot to do with me being on the Cougs right now has to do with Sprague. So he helps out a lot with that, gives feedback, kind of keeps you connected. O'Rourke comes out to almost every game he can to Caribou. So, I mean, we're pretty much neighbors right beside each other. Our rinks are right beside each other. So it's nice. It's nice to be representing that team and just being right there for them whenever they need you.
And is it kind of surprising a little bit that the Kings don't play more of a part of that system? I mean, granted, you guys did get the opportunity to play with them at this point, but you think they'd be potentially a little bit more in the middle?
Yeah, it's just I don't know. The Kings kind of just run it a little bit different. They're definitely not afraid to bring guys up from PG, but I mean, like junior hockey is just a little bit different that way. They're just kind of trying to pick the best kids out of BC, really. So lots of their guys come out of Vancouver and stuff. Lots of high skill comes out of there. But like I'd say they're not as connected. Yeah.
Oh, did you guys send an email off to the Spruce Kings, or did they contact you when you guys decided to join the roster?
Well, yeah, like right after the rule came out, Mark Lamb called me right away. He said that Alex called him basically because they only had 23 guys on their roster. So for them to take two more, they like didn't have to cut anybody. And that was like the biggest thing because we had a Zoom call, like all of us, the whole Cougs had a Zoom call right away with Mark. And he said like, you guys can play, but like, I really don't want you like kicking kids off teams, like just for you to come and play for a month. Like we really don't want to do that. So Reeves and I were really lucky. Alex only had 23 guys. So they basically got in touch with us right away, went down to the rink, had a little meeting, and then that was that basically.
Did you guys have to sign anything in order to play? Because you don't know how long you're going to be there. So how does that work?
Yeah, there's some paperwork, pretty much just saying like it's a loan, just like promising that we will be done on, when is it, December 20th? Yeah. That's when they're supposed to take their Christmas break. So it's pretty much just saying like this is a loan. They're not allowed to really keep us for the whole year, seeing we are like our actual teams, kind of the Cougs and stuff. So it's a little bit complicated that way. Like we don't know kind of what will happen if the dub keeps on getting postponed and then if they'll be able to extend it or what. So yeah, it's just all in the papers there.
If it gets postponed past January, do you think they're going to cancel the season?
It would be so hard, like even for 32 games, like to do like February to March, like because they still want to be on time for Memorial Cup too. So like that's the biggest thing. It's like, well, if you're pushing it to February, like or even late February, like how are you going to condense that many games? Like, are we playing 4 games a week? Like,
that's a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
Connor, you got to go down to Cranbrook. How was playing against that, what's his name, Briggs Gamelli kid? I looked at his DB. He's committed to a pretty good school. Was he a tough competitor to play against?
Yeah, so I basically played against that guy for 2 straight days. And, he's a good player. He's a smooth skater. He's one of those, I wouldn't say, like, fastest or anything like that, but, like, just one of those smooth skaters, or everything he does is nice and smooth. So I was really impressed with him, actually. For Cranbrook, being an expansion team, honestly, they're doing a great job. For just coming in right away, they found kids, especially with COVID and everything. Pretty impressive what they were able to pull, and they're doing pretty good.
How's the barn?
Pardon me?
How's the barn over there?
Okay, so they got Kootenays, actually. They got old rink. So they have the best rink in the league, basically. Because Kootenay, because now they're in Winnipeg, and their arena's terrible because they're playing in the Winnipeg men's, and it only has bleachers on one side, and the other side's just like a cement wall, basically. So you're getting hammered into a cement wall, so you got to love that.
Reeves is laughing. Awesome. Reeves, you take a big hit there or what?
Oh,
that was my first game when I got called up at Christmas, and I just remember like my first shift I got hit like 3 times, and I was like, geez, these boards are so hard.
And it doesn't help that it's freezing. It's one of those rinks where like it's cold inside too.
It's like a kin too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's almost like it reminds me of the old Kin 1, how it only had bleachers
Oh,
on
yeah.
one side. And
That's what
like,
our rink in 100 Mile was like. It would be
yeah,
like
it's like that one.
minus 20 outside. It'd be like minus 35 inside.
Mhm.
Awful.
So Reeves, you got called up on the longest road trip of the year then, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
was that experience?
I wasn't even supposed to go on that road trip. I was supposed to just chill at home for 2 weeks. But that weekend, like I was on my way to school. I was supposed to leave at lunch to Kelowna with the majors. I didn't think I was going to get called up. And then my dad gave me a call saying I was going to get called up. So then they said I was just going to be at home for 2 weeks. So I decided to go on the road trip still with Caribou and just like watch, just because I was going to do nothing that weekend. And I brought my gear just in case, like Ruffer kind of told me like it's a long shot that they were going to call me when I get to Kelowna, but like might as well have it just in case. And then I get to Kelowna that night and they're like, we're going to fly you out to, where was the first place we went? Was it Brandon maybe? I don't even remember. Anyways, they said I was flying out the next morning at like 6 a.m. or something. And then I only packed for like 2 days. So I had to buy some more clothes because we had 2 week road trip ahead of us. So it was nuts though. It was definitely like the craziest road trip we did this year.
Oh, yeah.
And it was all in my first 2 weeks. And it was like, kind of got a little bit of how the whole dub experience is, and it was nuts.
So you talk about the long road trips and stuff, and I kind of was wondering, what are some things that might entice good prospects to come to the Cougars? Because over the years the franchise has had a bit of an issue with that, and so what do you guys think are some things that could draw players in that we have in this city?
Honestly, like the coaching staff and just like how we're treated, like the coaching staff experience and like the people that they know, like when they got Mark Lamb and Jason Smith, like all of the contacts and NHL guys they know. I mean, to have those two coaches seeing you every day and them knowing so many guys in the NHL, I feel like that's one pretty big pull. And then the other is just like they treat us so well. Like you guys all know Chico and like everybody around there. Like we got to be one of the best teams, like in treatment wise. Like Mike too, our trainer. Everybody is just like it's a really great experience, honestly.
Yeah, that's awesome. How often do you guys hit the ice bath?
Yeah, I heard you guys have one of those.
I'm an everyday guy. I'm an everyday.
No way.
Oh,
I don't know about Reeves actually, but
Man, Bowie's a freak though. You can't listen to him.
I'm an everyday guy.
Definitely not an everyday guy for me.
every day ice baths would get tough.
That's
Like,
so
yeah.
questionable, Bowie.
Well,
I'm more of
no
like
doubt.
I'm more of like a hot tub kind of guy. That's more my speed.
but in the room, they got like one of those like cold tubs where you can kind of control it a bit. So like you can pump up the degrees a little. Like it's not terrible.
So you're just sitting in lukewarm water.
Yeah, lukewarm.
well, it's so cold, but it's not that bad. Plus, there's a group. There's room for 4. And
Oh.
Like we have like a hot tub, but it's just
Oh,
a
yeah,
cold
yeah.
tub.
yeah.
And
So
then-
it's like the 4. If you have like a group, the 4 of you every day, like I don't know, it's kind of a routine. I like it. I
Does
know
it have
it's weird,
jets?
but I like it. Yeah, it does. It has jets.
Oh, that would make it even worse, I feel.
Yeah.
Who's the
But-
locker room clown in there? Who's the funniest guy in that locker room?
Oof. We have a couple, to be honest.
Got a lot of clowns, man.
Is Upper one of them?
Oh, I don't know. Ups is
Up is kind of quiet, honestly.
yeah, he's kind of quiet. Kalina's a little bit. Bowie's one of the biggest clowns on the team.
I would say my roommate Maj Kador, like
Maj, yeah.
clown.
He's
We
starting
had-
to turn into a clown though. He was kind of quiet last year. He's kind of turned into.
He's one of those guys that got comfortable like super quick, and now he's just a clown.
Then he won fan favorite. Like he was only here for 2 months, and then he won fan favorite. Like how did he do that?
I don't
Big
even.
Sellies. That's how
Oh,
he
yeah.
did it. The Sellies.
It was like a 5-1 game, and he's on one knee.
That was a big goal, actually, though.
Yeah, that was.
But do you guys, out of that kind of group, have you guys had any good pranks go off? The last year, I guess it would be.
Bowie would know better than me. He's been around longer.
I mean, I feel like it's the normal stuff, like lots of the boys hiding each other's twigs, or like the one that I did a lot was like you take a pair of scissors and you like cut their laces like just a bit, like enough for them to break
So
it.
grease, Bowie. It's so grease.
It's the funniest one that's like, and a guy that like they just happen to be like running late. Oh, and like and it breaks. Oh, it's the worst.
Honestly, the pranks might be worse on the Kings though, Bo.
Yeah, the
Oh,
king.
really?
There's a lot of like water cups in the helmets when you pull your helmet out of the stall.
Oh, that's
Your
brutal.
sticks have went missing a couple times now.
Yeah, actually, they didn't really waste any time on me. My twigs were gone.
and your BioSteel bottles.
Yeah, I feel the Kings they don't mess around. There's it happens right away. There's lots of pranks.
That's Waldy. He's probably on eBay selling those fucking things. That's what I'm thinking.
It's Joel.
So-
it's all Joel.
How's it like playing with Cunningham? He came up through the Prince George ranks, and he's provided quite the name for himself in this town through the Kings.
Yeah, so I played quite a bit, I guess, in practice, and he's I feel like he's the what everybody says he is. You know, he's a small, fast player. He's got good hands, good passer. I was pretty impressed. He sees the ice pretty good too, so he should be a pretty good player the next couple of years.
Thing about Cunny too is like he's been in the league. Is this his 4th year now?
Yeah, it's his 4th year junior.
So it's like he just knows how to like win battles and stuff in the league. Like he knows kind of just how to get around guys in the league. He knows how other teams play and stuff. So he's like he's a veteran player that kind of just knows the league really well. So he's a good guy to go to when you need stuff. And obviously, like growing up with him, playing with him, it's been pretty cool to kind of meet up again at this level. And he's a good guy. I really like Cunny.
He's a great guy.
So when Merritt came to town, did you go watch that game with Chitwa being on the team? Yeah, you got to meet up with him again. So this will be his first year in junior. And where do you see? I mean, I remember him being a fantastic player. I watched the Michigan Gold, however you want to call it. Where do you see him kind of ending up by the end of his tenure in junior? Yeah,
he's nasty. He's I think a lot of people look him over kind of just because he's so small, but he like his shot. I don't know. I've never seen anything kind of like it. It's like we call it the pea shooter just because it's not too hard at all. But like he knows how to place it and he's really kind of learning to make it work at the next level. And I honestly think like this break might be good for him, just getting more work in and stuff. I mean, first year in the league, it can be tough and stuff. So for a guy like him where he might need to learn how to battle more or learn to just be like comfortable at the level and stuff. So I think this might be actually super beneficial for him.
Fair enough. So, Bowie, you played a couple games with the Huskies, junior B team. That would have been before the Nimmo and Winkle era, I believe.
Yeah, they might have been there when we went to provincials, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Okay, fair enough.
What was that experience like in the NW? What a league, eh?
Yeah, it's you gotta know, like Winkle, they know how to play in that league now. It's like it's completely different because it's like that year I went from like Trackers to the Cougars and then back to the Trackers for provincials, and then I went to the Huskies for provincials.
That was corrupt, Bo.
It was just like everybody's running everywhere, like just trying to hit each other. So it's like you chip the puck off of the wall and like you might get like a 2-on-0, or it's gonna like hit the stanch and you get buried and it's like a 3-on-0 the other way. Like it's like whatever happens, like you can't really control it. So, but that was fun. It was a good experience, I guess, to play that kind of hockey too, but it's crazy.
Yeah, fair enough. Was there any consideration for you guys to go to junior B, or did you know that the Spruce Kings were going to take you up for sure? Like, obviously you told us a little bit about how that conversation went down, but
yeah, I mean, the Spruce Kings came up right away. I never really thought about going back to Fort St. John to play in junior B at all, just because like the Spruce Kings reached out so early. Maybe I would have thought about it if that opportunity didn't come up, but I pretty much just went to the Spruce Kings right away, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Connor, did you play against Jermaine Lowen when you first got into the league?
Yeah, I did.
How was matching? Oh, that was your first game then, hey?
Yeah, we were just talking to him the other day, actually. He's just like, he's so big combined with like, he works so hard that he just finds a way. It's kind of like Mazer almost, except he's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And he just scores. He's in front of the net, he just scores. So another great player. I'm not even sure where he's playing anymore.
I think he's American League or East
I
Coast.
think,
I'm not too
I
sure.
think he's in the A.
Yeah, with Dallas.
Yeah, I think so.
with Dallas.
Mazer?
Mazer's with the Wild.
He's with
Yeah.
he's with Iowa.
Yeah.
So Connor, is that your toughest competitor you played against in the Western League level, or is there any other guys?
No, it was when it probably would have been either Phillips off Vic or Dubé on Kelowna. I don't know.
Oh, Dubé.
So nasty.
Dubé's good, eh?
There were, it was kind of like a cheat code. I remember we were down like 5-0, I think, in the third in Kelowna, and they got a power play. And Matty put me out there on the PK. I have no idea why he did this when I was 16. And Dubé was on the power, and like they scored like 10 seconds in the power play. Like I think he sauced it across ice for a one-timer, and then they just scored. Like
Got kept off special teams after that.
The guy was a cheat code on the power play. He was nasty. I think he was probably the hardest.
So if you guys could,
sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
What'd you say, sorry?
Who was your toughest competitor you played in your 12 games in the Western League?
Ooh. I don't know. Like Krebs was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
It depends. Like there's super high skilled guys that are obviously super hard to play against, and then there's just like physically just like killing you guys. Like guys like Onyebuchi that like you just know they're gonna run through you. So there's like, I don't know, I feel like every night you play, there's a different guy. Like Kamloops has a handful of guys, Vancouver had a handful of guys. Everyone has like 3 or 4 guys that are just like, you just gotta be aware when you're on the ice with them.
So if you guys could each trade for a player to add to your team, I mean, you got some wicked prospects coming in, but who would you add? Because you mentioned the tough guys to play against. Do you have a different pick?
Who would I add? Reeves? Who are you taking?
I don't know, man. Like, are we talking? I don't even know. Like, would you pick a forward or a D-man?
I was thinking a D-man, dude.
A D-man?
Byron.
Yeah,
Byron's tough.
Man, I think Addison's sick too. He's super shifty. Who else was? Oh, what's his name on Everett? He came back from the A this year. He came back, Bo, and he scored like 20 goals or something in 30 games. What's his name?
Yeah, it's tough for you guys just to be breaking into the league and then to have this happen going into your technically first season in the league, right? But what?
Bowie's a vet. 3rd year? 4th year?
This is your 3rd year?
3rd year.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
He's a veteran.
Yeah, he's a vet.
He's aged.
I'm a 17-year-old kid. I don't know
what. So is your captain coming back this year, or is he completely done now?
Yeah, like May's aged out. He's gone.
Yeah,
he's off to Iowa. Yeah.
Yep.
So is Mobes taking that role over, or does someone already have it?
You know, I guess we'll have to wait to see. I feel like there's a few 20s, I guess, that I could have the chance at that. I feel like Mobes is probably one of the best picks, but there's a few. Honestly, I think there's a few guys that could deserve the seat.
I mean, that was the exciting part about this year too. We had how many 19-year-olds were we supposed to have going into this year, Bo?
We have there's 8 of us, I think.
Yeah, so like we were definitely going to be an older team and stuff. So all the way through our lineup kind of thing, like guys like Sands, Bo, Maj, Mobes, like all the way through those 19 and 20-year-olds, like honestly, probably any of them could have got a letter. So hopefully it does go here, because I think it's going to be a super exciting year having all those veterans in, kind of knowing what to expect and being able to go right away once we hit camp.
So if Gauthier gets picked up out of this World Juniors camp after the tournament, I guess, are you guys gonna get him to send you a signed card, signed rookie card?
I'm gonna have to. Like,
Yeah.
Why
He's
would I
gonna be
not?
with some bank in the future.
Yeah.
Big guy, what a player! Hopefully, he makes the team this year. He's we're trying to get him to come on after his stint with the World Juniors team. So we're gonna see what happens with that.
You should get him to come on while he's in the bubble here.
Yeah, maybe
we
we'll send him a
debated
message.
that. We debated that.
Yeah. We kind of want him to have the gold medal wrapped around his neck when he comes on. So hopefully that happens. I think it's wild that a goalie that goes undrafted 2 years is going to make the World Junior team. Like, I'm pretty confident he'll make the team, but I think that's wild to me.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And he's so nasty. Like Bo can tell you more than I can just because he's been with him longer. But like, I've never seen a player that can change the game as much as him. Like he'll literally, there'd be games where we'd only need to score like, I don't know, two goals, and like you can pretty much tell he's going to shut the door for us on the back end. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that he hasn't got drafted and stuff, but he's the type of guy I feel like that he just wants to continue to prove himself kind of to the whole hockey world and stuff, and he's just going to try and bounce back after it.
So I don't think we've ever done a 2-person hot minute before, bruv. Have we?
I was thinking about that the whole time. Like, how are we going to do this?
Just ask one
Whoever
question and
answers
they'll
first.
each answer.
Whoever answers first. Right?
Okay. So there's 5 questions. We're going to do it. I guess since you guys are teammates, all your answers should be the exact same. So I'm just going to ask the question. Hopefully your guys' answers match up. So, what's your favorite food?
Ribs.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Ribs. I'm sushi.
I'm a big rib.
No way.
So we're a little
I
bit
think it's
different on
like
that
your
one.
Favorite food, man.
Buddy, I love sushi, bro.
Is that your favorite pregame meal, or what? You just love
No,
having about 8
Apparently
before you
you're
step
not
on
supposed to. Apparently, you're not supposed to eat it before games because it dehydrates you. So, but like when I was younger, we'd go on trips with our hockey team, and I'd have it like, I don't know, 4 times in a weekend. I just love sushi.
Raw fish.
Okay. Okay. The next one is the hardest one. Okay. So what's your favorite song?
Oh,
What's Poppin' by Jack Harlow.
Oh,
2
that's
for
a great
2.
man. You cannot say that's your favorite song, Bo.
It's like one of my.
It's right now, though.
Yeah.
It's like your right now
Bo
song.
loves the sad songs.
Come on. You love it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pregame, you're just listening to Adele.
Everybody
Adele's
loves
not
the
bad.
couple. Everybody loves the couple, I think. There's a couple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some good tunes. I listen to I don't know. I'll listen to anything kind of. I'm not too picky on that stuff.
Yeah.
So
You're
your
like
favorite
me.
song?
Okay. Now, what's your guys' favorite hobbies?
Oof.
Reeves, I'm gonna give you this one, dude. Like, cause come on. Say anything.
You better not say golfing, Bo, because I've seen you golf.
Okay,
I go to Kelowna and visit my dad, so I like surfing in the summer. That's kind of my
Oh,
thing.
that's a good one.
Wow.
Perfect.
We've never had that surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor, anything you'd like to add?
I'm a fisherman. I love the fish. Especially Fort St. John, the rivers. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm killing
Rivers
it.
are just running with salmon steady.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have, what is your favorite place to play?
Seattle.
This could be any arena.
Yeah, probably Seattle or I don't know, any of the states. It's pretty sick there.
I heard Seattle and Everett's got like the best places.
Every dub guy said a state team. That's like
Yeah, they've always said
they're wild
Seattle,
down there.
Everett, or Portland.
Yeah.
The thing about Seattle is like their intro like gets me fired up too.
Oh yeah. Or when you skate on and they start booing you, you're like, this is insane.
Yeah, they're like they're shaking the glass like it's actually crazy in there. I like playing there.
That's good.
Okay, and then last but not least, what is your favorite team in the NHL?
Oh, what's your favorite team,
Island.
buddy?
I'm gonna catch some serious heat.
I'm gonna catch some heat on mine too, so you're chilling.
Okay, well, I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs guy.
Yes.
Oh man, you're not even gonna catch heat on that.
That's
Detroit
bad,
guy.
dude.
I'm a
Yeah.
Detroit guy.
You
Hey,
guys-
those
my
are two
gosh,
good
boss.
picks.
Dude,
Well-
you should have pre-ordered their reverse retros. They're dope.
They're terrible. Like they're practice jerseys.
If I was a coach, I would give all my players those practice jerseys.
Fucking right. It's another Toronto fan. We're coming for the cup next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matthews is teaching
that's
McDavid
tough.
how to play hockey down in AZ right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Brev.
So that wraps up everything from this week's episode of the Northern Hockey Shack podcast. Thank you to our guests, Aiden Reeves and Connor Bowie. Thank you to Original Joe's for sponsoring us. Thank you to us for creating such an awesome website for everyone. And from all of us to you, stay squirrely.